What's up guys? Welcome back to Tip Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about budget. Now, there are two major bills that you have to take care of, your car note and your home. When looking for an apartment, there are a few main factors you got to consider. This one being, I think even the number one factor before you start looking for an apartment is making sure that your budget is there. Now, before I jump into, what apartment you can afford, addition to the rent, you have bills to take care of. Something else you should consider is the amount of bills that you pay for monthly, right? So how much are you paying in electricity and water, rent insurance, Netflix, all those little things, right? Get that number, put it to the side, and then decide how much you can really afford on just rent. So once you get that budget, now we're talking business. That's when you start looking for apartments and pick out locations. Now, a little key point, when you're looking for an apartment, location is also a factor because depending where you're gonna move into, what neighborhood, price ranges, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, so now we're going somewhere. We got the budget, we got the location. Another thing you gotta keep in mind is when you're looking for these apartments, most of these communities need you to be making 3 times the rent to even get approved. Let me share some information on the income subject. So let's say you found the apartments, you're gonna apply, you're excited, right? They give you an apartment, a 1-bedroom for example, that's $1,400. Cool. They give you a special, brings it down to $1,200. That's the market rent. The $1,400 is the market rent. The $1,200 is the net rent. So one thing you gotta make sure is to question them. Say, hey, am I gonna get screened on the $1,400 rent or on the $1,200 rent, right? So if you do the math, 1,400 times 3. Here, let's do the math with you. Where's my calculator? So 1,400 market rent times 3, you gotta be making $4,200 or above gross income to afford this apartment. Now, let's do the 1,200 times 3. That's $3,600 a month to afford this apartment. So, keep that in mind when applying. Say, am I gonna be screened for the higher rent or the lower rent? Because that will determine whether I can afford this apartment. Now, as far as net rent and prorated rent, that's another different subject, and I'll get to it. But anyways, guys, this is it. This was Tip Tuesday. Today's subject was budget. Oh, one more thing. If you have any questions, send it over to us. We'll answer it on Tip Tuesday. Also, follow us on our social media pages. We will love the support. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. You like the clothes? It was good, right?